Hi everybody, it's Christopher and welcome to Life's Not Over, It Just Looks Different on YouTube. It's the third week of February, and even though it's a little bit chilly outside, this is actually one of my favorite times of the year because the curling championships are on. Right now we're in the midst of the Scotties Tournament of Hearts, the Canadian Women's Curling Championship, and next week the Tim Hortons Brier will get started, the Canadian Men's Curling Championship, and in a few weeks we'll have the Men's and Women's World Championships as well. This year, of course, things look a little bit different. The tournaments are being played in a bubble here in Calgary. No fans are allowed, but the curlers are all being kept in a nice tight bubble to stay safe, and the broadcasters as well. So at least the games are being televised, which is great. And one of the bright spots for me, because I have to work from home, and I've been working from home for almost a year now, but at least with the curling on, I can tune in every game, and I don't get to watch every shot because I do have to get some work done, but if a great shot happens or there's some excitement on television, I can always walk over and check out, watch the replay, rewind it if necessary, and then move on. When I do sit down to watch television, because of my poor eyesight, I do sit pretty close, not quite as close as my cats do when they're watching curling, as you can see in these photos, but I do still sit fairly close, probably within about an arm's length of the television, because it helps me to see the scoreboard in the lower corner, and it also helps me to see the rock placement better. As I've talked about in the past, because I have cortical visual impairment, CVI, complexity of array comes into play, and even on television, when I'm watching something, it can come into play, because sitting closer to the television allows me to see the colored rocks against the colored background of the rings on the curling surface. So this is why it's been beneficial for me to sit closer. I did actually go to a Scotties Tournament of Hearts competition. Wow, it was 10 years ago now. Holy smokes. Hard to believe it's been that long. And I did watch every game. That was fantastic. I was in Charlottetown, PEI in 2011, and I spent a lot of time in the curling rink. There was 3 games a day, so that was about 9 hours or more of curling each and every day of the tournament, which was pretty awesome. And I spent a lot of the time in the stands watching the games with my monocular so that I could see everything up close and following the action that way. So it allowed me a really good perspective to be able to see and keep track of what was going on, and gave me a fighting chance to actually see the play, because I couldn't get right up close like I do with my television. I absolutely love this game of curling. I haven't actually played it that much myself, mostly because I used to work shift work and it was just never really conducive. But I grew up around the game. My parents played, my grandparents played, and some of my favorite memories as a kid were being able to go down to the curling rink and watch them play, or one of my other favorite memories is standing outside of the curling rink, and even from outside you could hear the sound of the corn brooms slapping the ice, which was just such a cool sound if you're into curling. The technology has evolved and nobody uses corn brooms anymore, so that part of the game has gone away, but it's still an exciting game to watch. There's been some rule changes, there's been some adaptations to make the game a little bit more exciting, which has been really cool, and I love it. I watch it every year, and I do want to get back to another live tournament again. Like I said, it's unfortunate that this year's tournament is being held in Calgary, because I could have been all over that. But with the pandemic and no fans being allowed, that's not happening. But I'm hoping next year, I'm really hopeful, that the restrictions will lift and we're able to go to live sporting events again, because the Scotties Tournament of Hearts is going to be held in Thunder Bay, Ontario, on the north shore of Lake Superior, which is close to my old hometown. And not only would it be fabulous to go back to that part of the country, it would also be a great place to go and watch curling, because that city would be just enveloped with the excitement around the game and the excitement of having the tournament in their city. Which is the kind of energy that I like when I go to these things. When I went to Charlottetown back in 2011, I felt the same thing. The whole city was into it, which was pretty awesome. It was a lot of fun. It was a great time. Met some wonderful people, and it was one of my favorite memories for sure. So I'm hoping to sort of recapture a little bit of that maybe next year when the tournament is held in Thunder Bay, and hopefully we can get back to a little bit more of life as normal. that is everything I wanted to share in this video this week. I thank you very much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day.